Tech Nights. I'm Pepa, and I'm running for the office of Senior Vice President. I love this school, alright? Since the first day I stepped into this mecca of learning, this palace of wonder, this tower of magnificence that is Brooklyn Tech, I have been astounded by the potential that this place instills in all of us. I love everyone in it. I think tech students are among the best in the country, and the school itself is one of the best high schools around. Unfortunately, we can all agree that there's also a bad side to tech. I've heard a lot of complaints about SGO cards, funds for extracurricular activities, government student communication, and senior events. First, let me make a point. What student government needs, and more importantly, what the student body needs, is a revamped student government. We must remember that our SGO is modeled after representative democracy. The implications of this are very obvious. The student body should voluntarily and democratically elect its leaders, the people that will effectively represent them in the government. But as we have seen in last year's election, this has not been so. This situation is doomed to be repeated this year. If a candidate runs unopposed, our way of government is threatened. It is no longer a representative democracy. I am here to fix this problem. Alright, now the issues. SGO cards. They were once a mere $5, doubled to a 10. It seems atrocious. But what is not obvious at first is that most of this money actually goes back to the students, to you. It funds all your extracurricular activities. A decrease in SGO card price is not possible though, even though many of you sure would like that. It has been asked, and it's not likely to happen. What can happen, however, is an increase in the value of the card. Have you noticed that the card has discounts for car repair shops? How many of you have ever used that? Exactly. Yeah. Right, it's useless. So how about instead we have discounts for shops that students actually do want. Tutoring services would be even better. So it would be best to accompany this increase in price with an increase in value of the card. Let's talk about the school budget for a bit. Every year the SGO takes 3 runs at formulating the budget, twice in June and once in September. Now this is going to come up really soon, so it's an important issue. The budget is extremely important since hundreds of clubs and organizations rely on it for sustenance. I'm a member of a club known as the Radish. I don't know if many of you know it. And we receive very little funding from student government, and as do many other clubs. And it's not the SGO's fault. I agree to that. It's not the fault of the SGO, it's the fault of how the system runs right now. The current junior president, Jacob in the back, he has drafted the latest version of a legislation known as the Budget Reform Bill, which will radically change the way that appropriation decisions are made. This has not yet been passed. I will personally vouch for this bill, and I will vote in support of it. I will give every club an honest chance at receiving a fair and honest amount of funds. Another thing I've gotten a lot of complaints about, and I do mean a lot of complaints, is communication between the student government and the administration and the students. Most students don't even know what's being discussed in the executive council or what's being advanced at the moment. Sure, there's a Facebook page, but that only reaches about 600 kids, about half of our graduating class of 2012. The SGO also emails the minutes from their meetings to the students, but here's the thing. Many people don't actually check their email, and the other thing is that they're too long to read. Honestly, most people don't even bother to read it. What I propose is a logical solution. Whenever a major bill or proposition gets passed, we make an announcement for it. That's why we have the announcements, to make announcements. The kids need to know about this. This way the students are more informed of what goes on. Another issue with communication is that of ideas between the executive council and the students. Wouldn't you like to vote on an issue? Wouldn't you like to have a more direct say in this process? Yeah. This year, we used polls on the BTHS site. It went pretty well, actually. I plan to expand this. Tech has acquired a tool called SurveyMonkey, which is being tested right now. I will make sure that this gets used a lot more than the BTHS polls on the site. It will allow the SGO to ask students before they make major decisions. Therefore, you have a bigger say in what goes on. Finally, senior year. It is our last year of high school education, our last year at Tech. As saddening as that might be, we have to enjoy our last 10 months here. The best way to do this is through participation in senior pride days, dances, and the Big E, prom. The branch of the SGO that organizes these events is the Council of Student Activities, specifically, okay, I'm finishing, okay. So basically, all right, let me finish up. The biggest dance of all this year, prom, needs to be organized by people who have good leadership, management, and organizational skills. People like me. At last, I leave you with these words. I'm never gonna give you up. I'm never gonna let you down. I'm never gonna turn around or desert you.